Hello and welcome back to Exothermic Plays Games. I have been very busy since my last video. I went to Minnesota for a week, recorded with Hunter at Old Gamer's Almanac, where you can now listen to us talk about games with Nintendo's intellectual property, but developed by people outside Nintendo for 4 hours if you want. I did a bunch of other work stuff. I came home, I organized and ran a bunch of events at an esports convention, and generally have just been very busy with non-video game work. But most importantly, I've been playing Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I finally got around to it, and I'll get one thing out of the way right now. Expedition 33 is absolutely my game of the year for 2025. I have not yet played most of the heavy hitters from this year, admittedly. No Silk Song, Blueprints, Hades 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, even Split Fiction, none of them. And there is not a shadow of a doubt in my mind that this game is the best of all of those. I've fallen head over heels in love with Clair Obscur Expedition 33, and that's why I'm making a whole series of videos to review and rank it as I do on this channel. If you saw my video for Super Mario RPG, I'm going to be doing something similar to that, where I rank a bunch of different things separately within the game, and then go on to give the game its overall ranking at the end. What I'm doing differently compared to that video is simply that previously it was one approximately 40-minute long video. As I script this introduction video to this little series I'm ranking, I am anticipating several videos that are individually longer than that. Here's the lineup. First off, apart from this introduction, I'll be ranking the party members narratively. This will be a full spoiler video, so tread lightly on that one if you're worried about those. Second, I'll be ranking the party members mechanically, culminating in an overall ranking of the characters at the end of that video. I'm splitting them up because while this second one will have light spoilers by nature of just who some of the characters are, I can be pretty vague about a lot of the story stuff in the mechanical discussion, so if people just want to know how the characters stack up without getting the whole game spoiled, it'll be an option. After that, we move away from the party for a bit and rank the bosses. This overlaps with some of the story stuff, so there will be spoilers there, but I'll try to keep it fairly moderate. Obviously, just the existence of some bosses itself will be a kind of a spoiler. Then, finally, at the end of this ridiculous ranking exercise, I will wrap everything up with a very spoiler-heavy analysis of what the story means on a personal level to me, expand on some of the characters a little beyond what I talk about in their narrative ranking, and really just gush about the care put into the crafting of this world. There are so many little details that the longer you look at things, absolutely nothing, even the jokes, is not intentional about something. So there should be a lot of fun stuff for that there. At the end of that video, and I'll have a timestamp for people that want to see this part without wading through all of my spoiler-filled theories and analysis, I will give a pretty much spoiler-free send-off to my time with this game and unveil the actual ranking on my list. I do want to mention that I thought about ranking the Pictos and weapons into a tier list or something. There's a whole lot of those. There's like 200 Pictos, like, I don't know, 14 weapons for each character. And I know that is a ridiculous idea, but I was actually working on it, and then I realized it was just too many things for people to follow along with in any realistic manner, and the iconography would have had to be super tiny that it would be unwatchable. So if anyone wants to talk about Pictos and weapon loadouts, I'm ready. Feel free to comment on this video or later on in the character mechanics video, or just hop into my Discord, which is linked in the description of every single one of my videos. But this is just a little heads up of what's on the horizon, and there's a lot of it on the horizon. These will be long videos. I'm getting really close to 100%ing the game at this point, and I am so ready to just info dump onto random strangers on the internet.